Our nation was reduced to ruins. We didn't have a single grain of rice or a roof over our heads. We were the most miserable people in the world, and now we had to accept whatever was given to us so that we could survive. That's why we had to accept everything, even a handful of moldy rice. In doing so, we took in what the international people had, and buried within that was their culture, logic, and ways of thinking. All of these things that you now call the truth were also buried within international aids. We received aid and assistance from them to learn technology. We were given the seed of technology. It didn't originate from us. The seed of technology was created by the international community through their sacrifices. And now it has come to this country. As all of this came in, we also took in their ways of thinking and their logic. We took in everything they had and we called it knowledge. So, we have absorbed all this. This is how we grew. These people were the baby boomers in Korea. This was work done by grand nature. By the time these people grew up, guess how much technology they gained? Except for advanced knowledge, there is a certain technology one's nation must gain to grow. Korea absorbed 70% of the international community's technology. It is in this nation. Here in this small country, with beautiful scenery of mountains and rivers, all of this technology has arrived on the Korean peninsula. To only half of Korea, South Korea. 70% of the international technology has all arrived to this small nation. The 3D, dirty, difficult, dangerous technologies we have now are the ones that arrived on this nation back then. These still exist in this nation. Subsequently, with the development of heavy industry and advanced technologies, this has become the backbone of the society that enables this country to endure. Humanity's technology has come into this country. Actually, 70% has entered, which means that the remaining 30% is scattered. The seeds of this 70% of technology came into this nation and was developed to completion, which means 70% of technology is completed. A few decades ago, people in the international community, before we completed this technology, said the following. They said Korean products are good because they're cheap, inexpensive. When the Korean people use their exceptional abilities and utilize this technology, they will not only advance its development to the fullest extent, but also create products for exportation to the global community. To sell items, just as we absorbed international culture, we must absorb the culture of the receiving nation. Accepting all the world's culture was a huge event for our people. We were a nation that excluded all incoming cultural influences and pursued isolationist policies for thousands of years. However, all the gates were opened at once. We had to allow all cultural influences to enter this country from the international community. When was this? After World War II. The nation's isolation policy ended. Why? Because the seeds of Hongik people had emerged in the world. There was no need for isolation, and we had to bring everything in and let these people experience it all. This was the process of educating them. This way, the first generation of new intellectuals was born in this nation. It is the first time in our history that our people have absorbed all the international community's knowledge. After thousands of years. These people are our parents. The people in their 50s now. Followed by those in their 40s, who are part of the X generation. The first baby boomer generation spans 12 years. They are from the age of 51 to 62 now, in June 2013. 62. The baby boomers are the first generation of new intellectuals in this nation. All this logic and knowledge was brought together for the first time in human history. It was the first time in our nation's history. Since the beginning of the creation of heaven and earth, this was the first time. When these people acquire knowledge and become Hongik people when they reach their 50s, we call them Hongik Ingans. The era of the birth of Hongik intellectuals has begun. But they are lost and wandering, not knowing who they are. This is why this country is adrift right now. If these new intellectuals, who have tremendous knowledge, cannot shine their light and demonstrate their abilities, it will be a huge loss for humanity and this country. Who am I? Everyone has been searching for this. This was the first time in our history that we all became curious about who we are and started searching for ourselves. These people are in their 50s, but they couldn't find the answers. They searched everywhere, even visited countless temples and mountains, performed various practices, and searched books, trying to find something during that time. They had big dreams. They fly beyond the oceans. But as they continuously failed to find themselves, they began to lose their sense of identity and started to lose strength. These people are in their 50s now. As a result of not being able to pave the way, you, their children's generation, can see that there is no future in this society. This is how it ended up. Who are the baby boomers? The last lineage of our people's development, the new intellectuals in this world, the trailblazers of Hongik people. These people are the baby boomers. In order to evolve and progress, we broke free from thousands of years in which we lived solely for the continuity of our lineage. In this way, Hongik people were born. How were these people educated? By nature. We didn't have any educational material, so exploring international culture was our teacher. Nature itself taught us. Through this, we were able to grow up. Now we are facing the Huchun era where Hongik people must emerge. It began in 2013. In 2013, the first generation of Hongik people who turned 50 years old reached the age of Jichunmyeong. After reaching this age, they began to understand the nature of heaven and earth and find themselves. They must shine their light throughout the world. Who am I? If we summarize the principles of this question, you will see who we are. You are a Hongik Ingan. Why can't Hongik people shine their light? It's not because they lack knowledge, but because the answers are not found from the knowledge they already have. They cannot find the fundamental answers to how they should live without knowing who they are. Each of you have all the knowledge and skills, but nobody knows what they should do. It's because they don't know who they are. That's why I have come to teach you. You are a Hongik Ingan. I am also a Hongik Ingan. We are here to change the course of human history. We are such beings. This is the moment you find yourself. You are of the Hongik lineage. You have studied all of humanity's knowledge and have now grown up. Then how should you live? You will live a life that benefits others. You will burn all of your energy to benefit others. These are the Hongik people, those who live to benefit others far and wide. To live not for the sake of mere survival, but with the belief of sacrificing oneself for the greater good of humanity. This is the idea you must embrace. Only then can you be reborn, achieve enlightenment, make the shift from an animal to a human being. This is what it means to transform. When you achieve enlightenment, you transform from an animalistic existence to a human being. If you don't know yourself, you can't know others. How can you know others if you don't know yourself? If you know yourself, you will know the people of the world are your people and your brothers and sisters. It's up to us as brothers and sisters to guide the people of the world. This is the moment you find yourself. You are the leaders of humanity, the angels of heaven, the workers of heaven, and the people who have received heaven's mandate to illuminate this world. This is our historical mission. This is the Hongik ideology.